ever been so busy you could not tell if you're coming, going, or just stuck on fast forward? That relentless forward motion, the blur of deadlines, commitments, and the constant sense you're just one more to-do item away from being in control. For years, that was my life. On the outside, I was the high-achieving professional climbing the corporate ladder. I was a single mother raising a child doctors said might never walk or talk. I was always busy, and I said yes to everything and to everyone. On the inside, I was exhausted. I was barely holding it together. I was also living with a chronic illness no one could see, endometriosis. It showed up as constant daily pain, 7 surgeries, 2 burnouts, and more time off work than I ever cared to take. Somewhere along the journey of life, I absorbed the messages that many of us do. Success demands sacrifice. Asking for help shows weakness. And if you're not busy with 47 tabs open in your brain, you must not be valuable. I truly believed if I could just endure the pain, the exhaustion, and juggle the relentless pace better, I would finally arrive at a place of calm and ease. It never happened. If burnout is part of the plan, surely the plan was written by someone running with no sleep, on caffeine fumes, and a warped sense of achievement. Something had to give. The world stopped. The pandemic silenced the rushing. No meetings, no flights, no pretending. Just me, a woman in her mid-40s, in a quiet house, face to face with the chaotic life I had created. Then came news that would change everything. The 6th surgery for my endometriosis hadn't cured it. The illness had accelerated. I was facing a 7th surgery, a full hysterectomy, while the world was in lockdown. In 24 hours, everything in my life shifted. My business was gone. My health faced yet another surgery. It wasn't the hardest moment of my life, but it was a turning point. The old rules of my life shattered. It wasn't just that I was juggling the wrong things. It was actually that I was living by a flawed internal narrative. The very messages I had absorbed, busyness, silence, sacrifice, they were actually the chains that were holding me back. I began to write a new story. True success is about conscious choices, not endless sacrifice. Asking for help is not weakness. It became my superpower. My value wasn't in having 47 tabs open in my brain. It was in having the courage to close the ones that did not matter. This was not a slight adjustment in my life. This was a complete mindset shift. I stopped measuring my value by what I could endure. I stopped chasing balance and control. I started creating what I call today the integrated life. Balance says, keep spinning all the plates. The integrated life says, spin fewer plates and only the ones that matter most. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. We're told to be resilient, to push through. What if resilience is not about endurance? What if resilience is about alignment? Alignment with our values, our boundaries, our energy. That's the integrated life. My story, it turns out, is a universal one. Deloitte's 2024 global report found that more than half of working women said their stress levels had increased, and almost half were already in burnout. This is not about personal grit. It's about broken systems that reward showing up over being well. We cannot keep running on empty and call it ambition. Here's what gives me hope. Gen Z, the digital natives that were born with smartphones, social media, and constant change. They have seen burnout up close. In their parents, their teachers, even their older siblings. They are not buying into the 24/7 hustle. They are asking bigger, braver questions. Why should I work like this if it leaves me empty? What is the point of success if I'm too exhausted to enjoy it? And what kind of life is worth building? Honestly, aren't those the questions we should all be asking? The integrated life is not an idea, it is a practice. It is a daily decision to consciously pause, to choose differently, and create new habits. It takes effort and work to create the life you want. If we don't put in the work, what will our lives look like in 5 years? I asked myself that question in the middle of the pandemic. My old life was gone. I had 2 options. Let my health and my business collapse completely, or put in the work, put in the effort to create something better. Today, I am living proof of what that choice can lead to. My business is thriving beyond what I could ever imagine. And my body, which once brought me so much pain, is now healthy and strong. I'm living the life I've built, and it's better than the one I lost. How do we live an integrated life? It's based on 3 pillars, the 3 C's. The first pillar of the integrated life is clarity. Clarify what matters most to you. Your calendar does not lie. It will show your real values, whether you mean it to or not. Ask yourself, what do I value most? Then let your values lead your diary, not the other way around. The second pillar of the integrated life is conscious choices. Choose where your energy goes with deliberate focus. Joy and rest are not luxuries. They are strategic necessities. Book them as board meetings for your sanity. Even 15 minutes a day, that's 1% of the day, is a radical act of self-care. The third pillar of the integrated life is courage. Clarity and conscious choices mean little without the courage to live them. Courage to say yes to you and no to others. Courage to stop building the life that looks good online and start building the one that feels good in your gut. Courage to let go of the shoulds, the perfect parent, the flawless leader. the person who always says yes. When we live with clarity, conscious choices, and courage, everything shifts. My son, the boy they said might never walk or talk, he's 31 now. He walks, he talks, and he teaches me new ways to live every day. Watching his story has reminded me that the integrated life is not about balance. It's not about control. It is about integrating what matters most to you. Before I close today, I want to leave you with 3 questions to begin the practical work of creating your integrated life. Number 1, if we stripped your life back to what matters most, what would your top 3 priorities be? Number 2, if I opened your calendar, would I see those priorities alive in how you spend your time? And number 3, when people speak about you in the future, what do you want to be remembered for? In the end, we all face a choice. Revolve in busyness or evolve into a life of meaning. That choice is your legacy. Thank you.